As we move closer to the end of the school year, McLean students are feeling the pressure to excel above and beyond now more than ever. With exit exams looming, the pace appears to have picked up. McLean's culture of competition in academics doesn't just apply to students in upper grade levels. Even sophomores, unburdened by SATs, are feeling a lack of motivation.
Would you consider yourself burned out?
Not entirely burned out, but there has definitely been a lag of enthusiasm and willingness to do things after the first semester, just because coming back from winter break is a lot to get done, but overall not burned out necessarily, but getting there.
Students typically get work done at home, but as assignments come in with greater frequency, that tactic isn't enough anymore.
Do you think teachers could be doing anything additional to help?
I think using class time wisely, so I know in math going over all the lessons in a quicker period of time and not spending so much time assigning easy work, so really do what needs to get done for everyone to be ready for the end of the year instead of just piling on work to have work to be done.
The compulsion to devote oneself entirely to academics is a force which hangs over students' heads and influences their decisions regarding school.
I think it's definitely a mentality in the school that we have to keep going and going and going and always reaching for higher scores and better grades. So there is a pressure to constantly be working and constantly be moving, but it is easier to ignore it, especially at home and when other extracurriculars don't relate specifically to school. So there's a pressure to keep working, but I don't necessarily always keep working.
However, for students who aren't taking honors or AP courses, the pressure is little to non-existent.
Have you noticed the higher workload at all?
Not in my curriculum, because I don't take any honors or APs, but definitely in all my friends. They take all the honors and AP classes, so they get a lot of assignments.
For some, personal activities and hobbies provide more stress than schoolwork does.
You consider yourself burned out?
Not from school itself. I mean, I play rugby every single day of the week. I got practice all the time, so I do get a little stressed out about that, but school-wise I don't.
With final exams as an end goal for the year, the pressure continues building, especially for those in AP classes.
A lot of the finals exams, there's like a big pressure to do well on them, especially like AP exams. There's a big pressure to get like a 4 or 5 on the exam. So I definitely feel like whenever I'm like just like chilling or like hanging out with people, I feel this pressure where like I could be being productive right now, and I think that just adds to the burnout because you're like, I could be being productive right now and I really don't want to, but I like could be, right? And so it just makes you feel really bad, and that just adds to all the negative emotions you already have. So
many students are loaded with homework to finish over the weekend, and the sheer amount is such that it becomes an object of severe procrastination and only adds to the sense of being burned out.
It always gets to the weekend and I always have so much work to do, and then I never want to do it, and I always I'll wait until the evening on weekend days to actually start work. So I'm I have to do this, but I never want to do it. And then studying for tests, definitely in this last quarter I've been a lot less rigid with it as I have been in the first few quarters, and definitely my grades reflect that.
Final exams and end-of-unit tests hold the most weight right now, as they're the last assessments taken before the end of the school year.
I'm definitely experiencing stress about some of my exams. I just took an exam in history, and I definitely, walking into that day, I had so much anxiety because I was this is my last test, and then it also determines, my final grade, basically, for this quarter. Because we have no more tests after that. And then for AP exams and then finals for other classes, I'm definitely I have to start studying for those. I have to start doing all this review stuff on top of, all the other stuff that I have to do. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling stressed.